Let's determine the appropriate service size, conductor size, and conduit size for your residential electrical service, given your appliance and lighting load. You have one 2-pole 30-amp circuit for dryer, one 2-pole 40-amp circuit for air conditioning, one 2-pole 50-amp circuit for an oven, and 6 20-amp circuits for lighting and receptacles. First, we need to calculate the total amperage to determine the appropriate service size. Add the amperage of each circuit. 30 amps for the dryer plus 40 amps for the air conditioning plus 50 amps for the oven plus 6 times 20 amps for the lighting and receptacles equals 220 amps. For residential services, it is generally recommended to select the next available standard service size that is above the calculated amperage. In this case, since you calculated 220 amps, a 200 amp service would not be sufficient, and you will need a 200 amp service. Now let's discuss the conductor size needed for a 200 amp service. For a 200 amp service, number 2 AWG conductors are required for both the hot, also known as ungrounded, conductors and the neutral conductor. Note that this is a general recommendation, and actual sizing should be verified against local electrical codes and specific installation requirements. The ground conductor should be sized according to the local electrical code. Typically, a number 4 AWG ground conductor is sufficient for a 200 amp service. Finally, we'll determine the appropriate conduit size. The conduit must accommodate all the conductors running from the service panel to the meter or point of connection. In this case, you have 2 hot conductors, 1 neutral conductor, and 1 ground conductor for a total of 4 conductors. To determine the minimum conduit size, you need to refer to your local electrical code, which contains tables specifying conduit fill requirements. However, as a general guideline for 4 number 2 AWG conductors and a number 4 AWG ground conductor in a PVC conduit, a 1-inch conduit is typically sufficient. However, always consult your local electrical code for precise requirements, as conduit fill requirements can vary based on conductor type, conduit type, and local amendments.